Hello everyone, welcome back to your channel. I will show you guys today my M1 Finance portfolio, which stocks and funds I own, why I created this portfolio, and what is my plan and strategy with this portfolio and more. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and smashing that like button since it really helps the channel out. So I would suppose that many of you have seen my Robinhood portfolio video, which is my main and biggest portfolio. Today I want to show you my M1 Finance portfolio, which just started about 4 months ago. I've been investing about $150 to $200 monthly, so it is a small portfolio in comparison to my Robinhood portfolio, as the Robinhood one is a 5-figure portfolio. I have to say that I was not planning on starting another portfolio. I have Fidelity account just to invest in TrueLeaf as it is not available in Robinhood, but other than that, I invest everything into Robinhood and crypto and Fidelity. Then on February 2021, my boyfriend wanted to open an account with M1 Finance, and the only way for me to give him my referral link was if I deposited $100, according to what the app was telling me. So I did that and I invested those $100 just to not leave them there doing nothing, and never looked at that portfolio again. Then some months later, I saw it went up about 18%, and it was then when I decided to start an experiment with this portfolio and compare the performance of this portfolio with my Robinhood portfolio in the coming 5 to 7 years. So it was then when I started depositing money monthly to my M1 Finance portfolio, just like I do with my Robinhood portfolio. It is not the same amount that I deposit, but at least it's in a monthly basis. So right now my plan with this portfolio is mainly to treat it as my savings account. As you guys know, I don't like savings account. I prefer to invest my money than to leave it in a savings account doing nothing. So I deposit money monthly to my Robinhood portfolio, M1 Finance portfolio, and crypto portfolio. In comparison to my Robinhood portfolio, I will be showing you everything in this one, and you are going to see that it is a small portfolio and my investment strategy. I have to say that I don't think that I will add risky and non-profitable companies to it, as I will treat it as a savings account or as my retirement account, if you want to see it that way. All my risky plays are already in Robinhood, even though it is a well diversified portfolio, and also have safe bets there, which I would recommend you go and watch that video of my Robinhood portfolio and leave me a comment about what you think about that portfolio after watching this video. Also, I will leave a referral link for the M1 Finance portfolio in case you like the platform and want to open an account with them. I decided to use M1 Finance for this portfolio as it makes it really easy and lets you automate your investments, and I don't have to think about how much money I want to put in every single stock and which stock should I buy today or tomorrow. And when I do it, I just deposit money and decide to invest it, and that money will be invested automatically according to what I have set it up at the beginning. So what I do is that I invest at the beginning of every month and divide that money in 3. So I invest the first part at the beginning of the month, the second part at the middle of the month, and the rest at the end of the month, without caring if stocks and funds are too high or too low that day. Obviously, if between the 1st and the 15th of the month a crash happens, then I would invest the money that I'm supposed to invest in the middle of the month earlier than expected because of an opportunity that just appeared. If not, I will just invest it at the middle of the month and then at the end of the month. So let's go to my computer to see my portfolio right now. So as you can see, this portfolio only has $810.24 per share. That might be a lot of money for some and not that much for many, but this, in my opinion, is a small portfolio in comparison to my Robinhood one, which is a 5-figure portfolio. Now, you can see that it says that it's up 152.90%, but that's only money weighted return of this investment, which takes into consideration different things. Even though people believe that this is the best way to see it, the stock portfolio is not up that much, and we're gonna see how much it is up later. Now, you can see that I started this portfolio in July 2020. At the moment, I invested $100, and withdraw it, as I didn't want to use this portfolio at the moment. As I said, I didn't want to create another portfolio. But then on December 2020, I deposited $100 again to do the referral program. And in February 2021, I decided to invest those $100. As you can see, the portfolio performance up here. And then on July, I saw it went up 20% as I had a gain of $20. It was then when I decided to start investing money monthly on this portfolio and start investing it in order to do this experiment to compare with my Robinhood portfolio. So at the moment, I only have $57.44 at the moment available in cash, which are the ones that I have to invest by the end of this month of November. Now we can see that in a monthly basis, the portfolio is up 13.13%. But what do I invest on this portfolio? I have two pies. The first pie is tech and the second one are funds. The first pie was the first one that I created since the beginning of this year when I started investing on February 2021, where I first invested those $100, and that portfolio has 5 or 6 stocks in it. And then about a month ago on October, I created the funds portfolio. Now let's see the holdings. As we can see here in the tech pie, I have $576, which is up 126%. Now again, don't take into consideration this, as $126 is about a return of 28 to 29% according to what I invested at the beginning. So we can see that the performance has been doing very well, but it is mainly because the stocks that I have in this portfolio or this pie have been doing excellent this. And we can see that these are my positions. So the first one is Tesla. Tesla currently represents 27% of it should represent 27% of my portfolio, but because it is up that much, it represents 34% of the portfolio. As you can see, it has had a huge run up since I started investing, because we know what has happened with Tesla this year. The second position is Amazon, which should represent 18%, but it is down to 16%. But still, it has a nice return as well, and as we can see. The third position is Alphabet, which represents 18%, 60% of the portfolio, even though I wanted it to represent 18% of this portfolio. But Tesla is taking a lot of this portfolio at the moment. Now, the fourth position is Meta Platforms, or Facebook, at this moment, which is up $3.51. Then we have Microsoft, which should represent 10%, and it represents 10% of this portfolio. And last but not least, Apple, which should represent 10% of my portfolio. And many may ask that why, if Apple is my favorite company so far, as I'm an Apple addict, I like their business and all that, it only represents 10% of this portfolio. And it is because my Apple position in my Robinhood portfolio is really big. It is way bigger than this whole portfolio. And obviously it's only at $800 portfolio. So it's way bigger than this whole portfolio. And I didn't want to invest that much money as well in this one, as I continue investing in Robinhood. But I invested at 27% in Tesla because I don't invest in Tesla at all in my Robinhood portfolio. I do have to say that I don't think I will change this percentages this year, but I might in the coming quarters, as Tesla has been going up a lot in the past year. It is up a lot, and it might get overvalued if it continues happening, even though many believe it is already overvalued, and it represents a huge amount of my portfolio. But still, I'm getting advantage of this run up that all these companies have been having, and I'm having a nice return in this one. But then, if we go to the second pie, is just funds, and I invest in VGT, VOO, and VTI. VGT is basically the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Then we have the VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and last but not least, the VTI is Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. As we can see, I have a nice return as well of $11.46 from $222.86 that I invested at the beginning. And we can see that I started investing in this pie back in October 12th, and since then it has been going up nicely, as again the stock market for this kind of companies and funds have been doing pretty well, not for non-profitable and growth companies because of inflation and everything that have been happening, but still has been doing very well for these companies. I know that I have said many times in the channel that I don't invest in funds, and that I find joy, or I enjoy picking my single stocks in stocks to invest. But as I'm treating this portfolio as an experiment and as a savings account, I added these three funds. I made a video about funds and ETFs that I like, and I talked about 4, but I only invested in these 3. I invested in the VOO because it's the S&P 500 ETF, and it's the one that I recommend the most in the long term, as the return has been incredible and it is kind of a safe bet. But then the VTI is the total stock market. These two have had kind of the same return in the past years, but normally VOO tends to have a better return, and I decided to invest in both mainly because of diversification, but the return is kind of the same. As we can see here in the past month, VOO is up 4.12%, while VTI is up 3.44%. So we can see that there is a difference, but it's not that big. But then VGT is more focused on technology, and I really like tech stocks, as you can see, and it is up 8.28% in the past 6 months. Now, we have to say the VGT ETF holdings, the main 10 holdings are Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Visa, Adobe, MasterCard, Salesforce, PayPal, Cisco, and Accenture, which I invest in Apple, Microsoft, and Visa, and MasterCard, but I don't invest in the rest. And also I like that they have in number 5 Adobe, because 2 stocks that I've always been interested in but I've never invested are Adobe and Intuit stock, which we can see here that Intuit is up 101% in the past year, and Adobe is up 50.88% in the past year. These 2 stocks are really attractive for me. I believe they are really high at the moment. As we can see, I would wait for a crash like this one to happen for any of these stocks to invest, to start a position in these stocks. Now, back to our portfolio, we can see that this is the whole portfolio. This is a return, but the true return for this portfolio is 20.61%. I've unrealized gains of $138.6 in return with a cost basis of $672. Now that's 20.61% return. This is my whole portfolio and all the holdings that I have in these stocks. Now, what I normally do with this portfolio, so you can notice what I told at the beginning. As we can see here, I deposited $100 in December, which never invested it until February 2021, which is when I said that I was not going to leave those $100 there doing nothing. And I was not going to sell it, as if I want any of my family or friends to use my referral link, I need to have $100 minimum on this account. But then I started adding more to this portfolio. I invested again on August 24th, and as we can see, I've been investing money since then, and I've been buying 3 buys since then. As we can see, this was in September 15th, September 20th, September 29th, October, and November. And then next month I will add $200 to this portfolio and do the same. Now, I would really like to know what you guys think about this portfolio, and if you want me to do a video update every month, every quarter, or every year to see the performance of this portfolio. I don't think that I will add more stocks to this portfolio this year, but maybe next year I will add maybe another buy here for fintech companies or financial like banks, or something that I believe it's kind of safe like this two that I already created in the long term, as this will not be a risky portfolio investments like my Robinhood one, even though I invest in safe bets as well in my Robinhood one. So let me know in the comment section below, how often do you want an update on this portfolio, if you want it monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Thank you and see you next time.